Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, I'm just making this quick live this morning. I know I'll have caught everybody on the hop, but I wanted to say something about this accident, this latest accident involving a US airline. It's quite worrying, isn't it? For someone like me, especially, who's absolutely terrified of flying anyway. It feels like this year, gosh, we're only in February, the 18th of February, if you're watching this at the moment. And there's already seems to have just been lots of airline accidents, whereas normally you don't really hear of any. Why is this? Anyway, that's what I'm just going to tell you about this accident. And we're going to just have a little talk about what the hell is going on. There's also the good news is nobody has died in this accident. Everybody has been rescued successfully, so that is a positive thing, of course. And there's some quite dramatic footage that has come out, because this day and age that we live in, first thing that happens when there's like a big drama crisis, not get safety, is it? It's get your phone out and get recording. That's how it feels, the way this our world is today. Anyway, so it is, but having said that, it is dramatic footage, and it doesn't feel bad to watch it knowing that everybody is safe. Okay, so first of all, just quick thank you. I have been on TikTok this morning, done a quick live about another subject. I'll be uploading that video to here later. And I'm enjoying experimenting with TikTok Live. I now have over 500 followers on TikTok, so thank you to everybody who has contributed to that, if you're watching on here as well. Thank you so much. And it's, TikTok's a funny place. I'm just feeling my way around it. I don't really understand it, but it's fun just trying it, so just a different way of looking, maybe a different way to make videos, etc. Anyway, so I want to thank, and I'm only 20 subscribers away of 4,000 subscribers on this channel. So if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to support my channel. It's completely free. I also want to make special thank you, as always, to my members, to anyone who's sent me a super sticker, anyone who's PayPal'd me, bought me a Ko-fi. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. It means absolutely everything. As I'm trying to do, more with my channel and grow it, to spend more time on it, because as a lot of you who've been with me for a while know, I actually am a Spanish teacher, so work gets in the way quite often when I want to make videos. Like in a moment, I've got Spanish classes this morning, so I can't stay on this video so I better get on with it, basically, haven't I? Okay, so let me just take my banner off. Just say hello to anybody who's managed to get here. Hi, Sheep Farmer. Hi, David. Yeah, you don't get any for ages, and then well, David, you worked at the airports, didn't you? So it is rare, isn't it? Anyway, let's have a look first of all at what happened. Let's watch this Sky News. They make you watch an advert now.
The pictures tell the story of a horrific crash and miraculous escape. This was Delta Flight 4819, turned upside down upon landing in Toronto.
So it landed in Toronto, but in Canada, but I think it came from Minneapolis. These pictures are really quite scary, aren't they? Of it upside down on the tarmac.
It had flown from Minneapolis.
Look at that.
With 76 passengers and 4 crew.
I was shocked. Like initially, I thought it was some fire or something coming from the snow blower, because yesterday there was a snow blower that was on fire. So we thought it was the same, but when we came here, and then my friend rushed there first, and then he said the CRJ is crashed on the runway.
From this, the 80 people on board were evacuated through the doors at the front and rear.
So 80 people on board, but they were all evacuated. They're all okay as far as I know.
The aircraft had come into land amid strong winds and reports of drifting snow.
First and foremost, there was no loss of life. And this is in due part to our heroic and trained professionals, our first responders at the airport. So the facts of the matter around this event that happened at approximately 2:30 p.m. is Delta Airlines Flight 4819 from Minneapolis to Toronto, operated by subsidiary Endeavour Air, was involved in a single aircraft accident upon landing at Toronto Pearson.
Emergency services were on the scene within minutes.
This is an active investigation. It's very early on. It's really important that we do not speculate. What we can say is the runway was dry and there was no crosswind conditions.
Crash investigators.
Well, you know, there's no point in saying don't speculate, because of course people are going to speculate. You know, everybody wants to know, and I know it must be annoying because it takes time to conduct a thorough investigation. Everybody wants to know straight away, don't they? What happened? What happened? It's quite a strange thing, but it appears that one of the wings was completely off the plane. So how did that wing become detached from the plane? I think it may be in this video or in the next one I'm going to show you. Somebody was saying it may be that it clipped the runway and that's what made, you know, the plane flip. But again, it is speculation at the moment until they get the black box, don't they? They have to listen to that or get whatever information they have on the plane. But of course, yeah, people are going to speculate because unfortunately that is human nature.
We'll examine weather conditions and why a wing of the plane was missing as it lay upside down.
That's what they're going to look at to start with. Where is that wing and how did it leave the airplane? With it being that gusty, I think it's possible the wing may have touched the runway due to a gust. And if that's the case, then the rest of this makes sense. But the recorders are going to show that.
It is a sight to compound concerns around air travel. Last month, 67 people were killed when an American Airlines flight collided with a Black Hawk helicopter in Washington, D.C. Whatever the mystery surrounding the cause.
That's just the worst one, isn't it? And the weirdest thing, how that helicopter crashed into that plane. I still can't get my head around that. You know, it just was, just incredible, isn't it? To think that that helicopter could fly right into that plane like that. But so this, at least it's good news in that nobody's been killed, but that's, you know, by good luck, really, isn't it? Of course, the first thing to do when, you know, is evacuate the plane. We're going to see that in a minute as they were evacuating. Get everybody off the plane, because the main danger, isn't it, that it will set on fire. If it's got fuel left on it, it could easily sort of just explode into flames. So it's just get everybody off as soon as possible. Anyway, it seems that everybody was got off as soon as possible. And it's amazing that everyone survived when it actually flipped over upside down. I hope they all had I'm presuming they had their seatbelts on. I don't take my seatbelt off until that plane has actually stopped. I never, you know, people start taking their seatbelts off as soon as it touches down, or, you know, because they've got to get their luggage right now, this minute. Why, for God's sake? Till you actually stop, you know, till the plane actually stops taxiing, you should not take off your seatbelt because you don't know what's going to happen. You know, as long as that plane is moving, you should have your seatbelt off, in my opinion.
Because of this Toronto crash, there's no doubting the lucky escape. James Matthews, Sky News in Washington.
Okay, so let's have a look at this other. So this is a footage taken by one of the survivors. So as I say, you know, this is what people do these days. They're in an air accident, and the first thing they do is get their camera out, you know. So that's what they do, isn't it? That's what people do in this crazy world we live in. But let's have a look. So this survivor has took a video and uploaded it to Instagram.
Holy fuck.
Let's go back to the beginning, because as usual, I don't know if I can anyway.
Holy fuck. Oh my fucking God. Yo, I was just on this fucking plane. Oh my God. Yo, I was just on this fucking plane. Holy fuck.
Let's watch it again. So, yeah, you just think, God, how lucky are they to be alive? You know, there's not many people get involved in a plane crash like that and survive, you know, unhurt. So in the beginning, like they're saying to him, just leave everything. Because the thing is, you just need to get off that plane. It's difficult to leave your belongings behind, of course, isn't it? But at the end of the day, you've got to get off that plane because that could set fire any moment. And this guy, as he's videoing it, you can see he just cannot believe that he was actually has survived this. Oh, there we go. Where's the sound? Oh, and then it's just stopped. Why is that just stopped? Because it came off it. Hang on. Okay, so could you hear it okay in the end? Could you hear it in the end? Could you hear the guy shouting and swearing? I mean, there was quite, maybe it's a good job you couldn't hear it if you couldn't, but you should have been able to hear it. I can try it again on here. Let me see. Let me just come back to you. You can't hear it. Let's see. I don't know why. It should be. Let's try one more.
Everything, drop it. Come on. Don't take no video. Take that phone away.
I can hear it okay. It seems to be playing okay.
Fuck. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Oh my fucking God. Yo, I was just on this fucking plane. Oh my God. Yo, I was just on this fucking plane. Holy fuck.
Yeah, so anyway, I hope you got to see it in the end there. That's very strange because I could see it fine on my streaming thing. But anyway, I think you got to see it in the end. So So yes, a few people there that will be quite relieved this morning, you know, that they survived that. Will they ever go on an aeroplane again? I don't know about that. It takes me all my time to get on one at the best of times. And when you see it like that, you know, it is so very upside down like that. It looks so small, doesn't it? But I know that, you know, at the end, oh, that was something I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you an article which was just talking about accidents this year. There's something weird about this year. I don't know. Everything feels really weird to me at the moment. Everything feels, the world's in a, I don't know, it feels like the world is tipping off kilter to me. I don't know. It just feels funny. Anyway, so plane crashes 2025. How many have there been in the US? So although this wasn't in the US, it crashed in Toronto, but it was coming from Minneapolis. So apparently, according to USA Today, as of February the 17th, there have been 87 aviation accidents reported in the US. 4 major aviation disasters have occurred, claiming the lives of at least 85 people. However, despite these incidents, flying on US commercial airlines remains statistically the safest mode of transportation. Now, we know that it is. We know that. Our brains know that, our logical minds. But it's just, I think what's scary about flying is you're out of control completely, aren't you? You're putting your whole, you know, life into the hands of somebody that you don't even know, like the pilot. And not only that, just the weather conditions, birds, you know, that might fly into an engine. There's so many different variants and you have no control whatsoever. So you can either just accept that and enjoy the ride and try not to think about it, or you know, be scared of it like me. So a Delta Airlines regional jet carrying 80 people crashed in Toronto on Monday, becoming the second high-profile commercial aviation incident of 2025. I thought it was the third, actually. Anyway, luckily no one was killed, which happened when the Delta jet crashed and apparently flipped. So yeah, I think the thought is that because of the wind, maybe the wings clipped the, you know, why was one of the wings completely off the aircraft? So anyway, so 18 people have been taken to the hospital though with injuries. Some of them, you know, we don't know how serious their injuries are, but they are alive at least. So although experts say aviation remains extremely safe, Monday's incident comes on the heels of a crash outside of Washington's Reagan National Airport that killed 67 people. I mean, that was the most ridiculous accident, really, wasn't it? Because, you know, sometimes things happen, like if this is a result of the wind, or, you know, if things happen that are not in anyone's control. But that incident at Washington is just heartbreaking, especially because it should never have happened. You know, it was ridiculous. It was a helicopter, literally watching a helicopter drive slowly into the path of an airline. I think that one's, you know, that was avoidable. And I think that makes that worse than any other. You know, sometimes you can't, the forces of nature, like if it was the wind that caused this, there's not a lot you can do about that. I mean, it's horrible landing when it's windy, isn't it? Or taking off, flying in general, if it's windy, is horrible. But yeah, so that was the first fatal crash of a US airliner in almost 16 years. And it's been followed by a few fatal private and charter crashes, and all of which have left travellers wondering if flying is still the safest way to get around. Well, is it, you know, is climate change got you know, is this, I don't know, would it have happened anyway, or is it, you know, anyway, there'll be an investigation and we'll find out. And then it goes on to talk about these different plane crashes in 2025. And don't forget, we're only in February. 87 aviation accidents in 2025 so far. Anyway, I can't go into them all because I've got to go. I've got some classes. So yeah, they should all buy a lottery ticket, change their name to Lucky, because yeah, if you survive something like that, it reminds me of, You know, the film series Final Destination. I don't know if you've ever seen those films, but they're good films. Not if these survivors of this plane crash shouldn't watch it, because it doesn't come to a good end for people who survive things. But it just reminds me of that, you know. Sometimes you wonder, you know, is your fate, you know, prescribed in the stars or whatever? But I don't know. I just don't know. But or is it just all coincidence, fate? You know, you have no control over anything. But it gives you food for thought, doesn't it? As we start off, well, for me, it's a Tuesday morning. I hope you all have a good day or a good evening or a good afternoon. Hi, Elsby. I'm just finishing now, I'm afraid, but you can always play catch up. But yeah, it is frightening, especially if you're like some people enjoy flying. Oh my God, imagine that. I can't say I'm one of them, though. I have got better, but when I see things like this, it puts me off. I'm normally okay once I get on the plane, because I just think, this is, you know, there's nothing I can do about it. Sometimes you just have to accept what you can't change. And once you're on the plane, there's no point in thinking about it. But I tend to worry about before a lot, worry about it before a lot. And I'll never forget once when I was on a plane with my son when he was little. He used to like sitting in the window seat because he liked to watch. You know, I hated sitting in the window seat. I like to pretend I'm on a bus, that I'm not even in the sky. I like to sit on the aisle seat. So if we were lucky, we might manage to get a row of 3 with nobody in the middle, and that's where we'd put our bags and things. And he would be looking out the window and I would be just not looking out the window. And I remember once him saying, "Oh, look at that plane. Imagine you're sat on a plane." And he said, "Oh, look at that plane." And I'm going, "What plane? What plane? They shouldn't be able to see a plane flying past." It was terrifying. And, you know, and I often think, was it a plane that was just too close? I mean, it could have ended up like that helicopter and a plane incident. Another time he said, "Oh, there's smoke coming out the wing." So it's just like, oh my God, because I'm just eyes forward. Don't look out the window. Just pretend I'm on a bus. Where's the toilet? Where's the drinks car? That's all I want to know when I'm on a plane. Get off, get on, get off. And, you know, it's not really a thing that I enjoy. But actually, if I enjoy any part of it, it is coming down normally. Normally, I quite like the descent because I know it's nearly over. But of course, that's a dangerous time, isn't it? Taking off and descending are different. Yes, I know. It really is the safest mode of transport. I know that. My head knows it, but, you know, my anxiety doesn't. So, okay, I've definitely got to go now. I'm running out of time. So thank you so much for watching. Put my little banner on. I'll see you really soon in the next video. Please remember to leave your DNA on the like button. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out. Thank you so much. I'll see you very soon in the next video. And until then, as always, may your God go with you.